Hello and welcome to Purchase Broadcast Studios. I'm your host, Elaine Tamboya, and today we're going to be talking to athletes Carly and Nivek about their mental health while playing sports. So our first question for you guys today is going to be, how do you prioritize your mental health and well-being while managing the demands of being a student athlete? And whoever wants to start us off.
I'll start. So prioritizing it can be kind of hard, because you want to do the best for the team you can, and sometimes that comes at the expense of your mental health. But it's kind of hard in a way because you love the game so much. It's like your mental health kind of depends on how you play in a way, based on what you're doing. But you just have to stay focused, is what I would say. You just have to stay focused.
For me, it definitely comes with the challenges. I've always struggled with it. I've struggled with anxiety like almost my whole life. So it definitely has affected me, especially in sports. But I feel like I prioritize it by like reaching out to friends, talking to them. And like I go to therapy. So that definitely has played a big factor in my life. I've been going for a while. And yeah, that really helps like to balance that with everything.
So can you share some of the challenges you've faced regarding your mental health while balancing academics and athletics?
Yeah, I could. So I actually have a very good example of this as well. I had a game, and the next day I had an assignment due, and this is my fault to be honest because I kind of procrastinated. But I had to get the assignment done, and you know how sports are here. If you don't do academically as good as you're supposed to, then you can't play. So you kind of have to get the work done no matter what, or they're gonna get back to your coach. Your coach is gonna put you out, and it's just gonna be bad for business. So, no, yeah.
I feel like this semester is really hard for me. It's my second semester being a junior, and I feel like there's a lot of classes that weigh into everything because I'm a psych major. So everything like depends to get into like senior projects. So I feel like I've been struggling a lot, especially this month, trying to manage all of this and still be my best at basketball and everything. So I've had a lot of like anxiety and stuff like that, but I've been trying to manage through and take it day by day, and yeah.
And Nivek, what is your major, and do you feel like that has affected you at all, your major?
As of right now, I'm a communications major. I've already declared the second major in psychology. I'm actually gonna take RM1 next semester. So, what was the question?
Just like, do you feel like the load of work you get from that
Yeah,
affects
no.
you?
Honestly, communications, there is a lot of work, but it's not a lot compared to some of the other courses that are out there, which is why I was decided I could definitely take on a second major. So I probably haven't had it as hard as everyone else who's on another major, but yeah.
And you said too, the psych major, has that affected you at all with the workload?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot because you also have to take like other classes outside your major as well. And so I kind of like overloaded this semester. So it is stressful with what they demand of you, but it's also just like managing your time. And so I need to do a better job of that.
And what strategies do you use to cope with the stress and pressure of competition and performance expectations?
I would say for me, like I said, like reaching out to my friends and being able to rant to them is definitely a good coping strategy for me. Taking like doing deep breathing and like techniques like that definitely helps when I'm very overwhelmed. Talking to my coach definitely helps. Ranting to him, his door's always open. And going to therapy and like learning techniques to deal with it, and yeah.
Talking to your friends is definitely a big part. I agree with that. Even if it's not friends who are not on the team, or it could be friends on the team, because they're going through the same thing you're going through, So the biggest one for me is definitely talking to friends.
And have you ever sought out mental health support or resources to help manage the uniqueness of stressors being a student athlete?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of answered that already. I go to therapy, so yes, I seek out that.
And do you feel like, have you ever played while not going to therapy? Do you feel like there's a huge difference in how much therapy's helped you with that?
Yeah, I did stop for a little while. I don't think it was right when I was playing basketball. It was kind of like in the summer, and then there was a lot going on, and I got overwhelmed again, and I was like, I think I need it now. And then so I went back to it. It definitely had helped. And now I think I'm at a point where I can like start slowly stopping it again.
And then what about for you?
Personally, no, I have not. used any of the resources or went out of my way to get those resources because I've been able to handle it decently by myself. So yeah, I didn't think I really needed it.
Mhm. And how do you maintain a healthy balance between your athletic pursuits and your other aspects of life, such as academics, social activities, and personal time?
Um, Personally, a lot of my friends do play soccer as well, so that's like sometimes those social aspects we'll go play together, even if they're not on the team. Like we'll go play together or things like that. You know, we're doing homework with my friends sometimes. It's just getting the time. Even if you don't have the time, you could like incorporate friends or like your social life into something that you're doing. That's what I think.
Yeah, I would say like basically the same thing. And also, I feel like I organize my time by just like planning ahead. I'm like a big planner, so I like to plan my week and know what I'm doing to incorporate like hanging out with friends and getting my workouts in that I need to get in. But like also having the schedule like this is my set time I'm going to get schoolwork done because I know I need to do that in order to get this all done this semester.
And have you felt like there's times when you've been extremely overwhelmed by the demands of being a student athlete?
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely been times, because you know as a student athlete you're expected to do your work and you know your team is also depending on you to perform on the court, on the field, on anywhere basically. Like even just last week when I was picking my classes, I had to think about the future in the fall when the soccer season is. And right now I work a job, so I was wondering if I'd even have the time to work the job in the fall because of my schedule with the classes, the double major, and homework, the game days, practices. So I don't really know, but yeah, it's just you just have to really think about all these stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely overwhelming. I think this semester for me is a little bit better with not being so demanding in basketball, but yet still having to attend things. But I would say definitely in season it gets overwhelming because like those are the designated times you have to show up and like you can't do your schoolwork even if something's due. Like you have to make time around it and games and everything. And like what you said, like picking schedules, like you have to work around that too. And like I have to do senior projects, and so I had to make sure today filling everything out that like there was times I couldn't do, which I already knew my schedule, so that could be stressful.
What role do you believe coaches and athletic staff should play in supporting your mental health?
I think I think the role they should play is an active role, you know, because the coaches and staff they're seeing you all the time when you're practicing with them and everything. So it could be simple stuff like just asking you questions like how's class going or how you doing in this moment, you know, and like if they can, they could pick up some cues. Probably ask you a little bit more question. Eventually, you probably feel a little more comfortable talking to them. So there's definitely some coaches that do this. Like my coach does this to me all the time. Like, he asks me questions and I tell him. So great guy.
Yeah, same thing. I think that they should play an active role in that too. And my coach does the same thing. He schedules meetings with us, especially in season where it's like once a week. And he makes us fill out grade sheets to make sure we're on top of it. And his door's always open. If he wants to talk to us, he like texts us to come. We can text him. And yeah, he's always there to sit and rant to us. I mean, let us rant to him, not rant to us. But.
And how do you think the culture surrounding mental health in sports could be improved to better support student athletes?
That's a tough question. I honestly think they're trying though, you know, because like even when you're picking your classes, athletes get priority so they could make a suitable schedule for their needs, like a schedule based around their practices and games and stuff. So they do get priority. So I think they're really trying, personally. But
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job with trying, but maybe they could advertise the counseling center a little bit more. I mean, I think we do a good job of it, but maybe doing it even more or making it more of like a welcoming. Because I know like a lot of people, when you hear counseling, like a lot of people like to deal with their problems themselves and not go. So maybe if it's like a group for athletes that can go together to counseling, so it's not one-on-one, maybe that would be better.
And then can you share any specific strategies or rituals you have for managing stress and staying mentally resilient during these challenging times?
I would say I try journaling and to write out things. I don't love it that much, but I do try. I definitely try to take deep breaths. I try to, especially like before games, I try to like close my eyes and imagine things of what I'm doing on the court and everything to just stay calm. And I would say like struggling with the school, like I try to just, again, like just try and calm myself down, take it day by day, scheduling, and just having like a full schedule and time management helps.
Yeah, the biggest part of that is time management, as you said. And you know, having a ritual does help in situations like before games or practices. Having something you normally do helps you feel like, I don't know, kind of comforting in a way. So, yeah.
And then what advice would you give to other student athletes who might be struggling with mental health?
I would say the best thing to do is, I mean, it's always good to talk about it, and I know it's always hard to talk about it, but especially like your team, like they're supposed to be your family. So like go to someone you're close with and just share something. I mean, the advice I always give my friends is like, when you're going through it, there's always something that is triggering something. And so just like trying to identify it just little by little will help. So just, I would say like just go to someone you're close with and try, or even journaling. Some people like that technique rather than talking face to face, and journaling like really helps. It helped a lot of people I know, so that's what I would advise them.
Yeah, that is true. Talking to someone is the biggest part of it, as you said. You know, even if you do feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, there is the counseling thing for the school, so you could probably reach out to them too. I know everything stays confidential as well. You could try other tiny stuff like, I don't know, as she said, journalism or journaling. Sorry, that could help. So, yeah.
Okay, and that's all the questions we have, so thank you guys for joining.
You're
Of
welcome.
course, thank you for having us.
And also one quick thing I forgot to do is if you guys could just both introduce yourselves as well. Just give a little.
Okay, I'll go first.
Mhm.
My name's Nivek Palmer. I'm a communications and psychology double major. I'm a sophomore, second semester, junior next year, and 20 years old. I play soccer for the school.
My name's Carly Graff. I play basketball here. I am a psychology major. I minor in sociology now. I am a junior, second semester, so going into senior year, and I'm 21 years old.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.